by brute forcing more things. I don't know, maybe that's uninteresting to y'all. I always found it interesting. I always found it fascinating how little we actually know about our own biology as humans. You may find it interesting to know Isaac Asimov started off as a biochemist. He's actually one of those chemistry people who went into biochemistry. I'm not sure if biochemistry exists as a separate training program at the time. It probably did. But there are a lot of people who think, oh, I know chemistry. I'm perfectly suited for biochemistry. And they always find they have an awful lot to learn. It's not an impossible transition. But chemists are rather arrogant towards biologists, just as physicists are rather arrogant towards chemists, usually. Do this. Sometimes when you buy an upgrade, get Darwinium cubes. Probably do the cheaper ones, though, in that case. I'm just doing it for the cubes. The Ryan Spur. Horse Head Nebula. Oh, Golden Asteroid. Grab Pulsar. You only get this stuff the first time you do one of these upgrades. Yeah, it's like doing a white dwarf star. Sometimes you're going to get Darwinium, sometimes just card points. A little bit dark matter, which can be used to actually pay for upgrades. Arcturus. That should have enabled a number of Series 2 cards, actually, that I can buy now. I've been avoiding doing any Series 1s except for Alpha Centauri. It's the limited supply of dark matter. I'm actually running out of it, which I knew would happen eventually. Practicing a little discipline with dark matter spending pays off in the long run, although it slowed me down earlier. Alright. And I Posha. Huh. I am at about 40 minutes here. I'm gonna have to cut this in two. I don't usually do that with Cell Singularity videos, but this is way too long. So I apologize, guys. I guess some of you will see a video where I just jump in the middle. There's a lot to unpack, though, with the reality reboot, and it seems to sped up the Beyond in Mesozoic Valley. So I was able to learn a lot of, I think starting to see a Stardust here. I want a lot of Stardust very quickly, and so I can do a lot of rank ups, which would have taken days or weeks or months to save up for before. So, of course, maybe I had some of these available before and didn't realize it. Or ignored them because the odds gain Darwinium are low. Then the trade-off of Stardust for dark matter isn't very good. So I was focusing on the most valuable generators instead. Still, I need all the dark matter I can get. If it comes in like 17 at a time. And I'm seeing here grabbing golden asteroids as they come in. Too. Which really helps. These are ridiculously cheap. Comparatively. I have to do a lot of them, though, to actually... What's one I haven't completely maxed? Cheapest one is the Hills Cloud. Just doing that for the dark matter. Cool. Upgrade to Arcturus. So, Um, did tell this girl I was a Marxist, but it's okay for me to say she was Russian. She's probably vaguely familiar. There are some, most of Marxist-Leninists, so communists, who still hang out in Russia. They haven't ceased to exist. They're just a small political minority that actually Putin goes around and murders. Anyone who thinks he's a Marxist should see his history of murdering Marxists before they say something that dumb. Putin is absolutely not. He might want to take back the territory Russia used to control in the Soviet era, or for that matter, it's the Russian Empire era before then, but he's an imperialist. He's not a Marxist in any sense of the word. And I called Putin son of a bitch after feeling out that she wasn't going to be upset if I said that. 'Cause he is. Doesn't mean I think the US should be doing all this nonsense in Ukraine. That's just going to make the world more unstable. Proxy wars are a bad thing, regardless of how just you may think the cause is. Should be avoided wherever possible. It only leads the world to towards its own destruction. I mean, yeah, that's a pacifist in me speaking, but I do believe the truth is on my side here. Of course, who doesn't? War, violence only begets violence. Hate begets hate. I mean, we're seeing the neo-Nazis resurge in Germany partly because the leaders of the capitalist West feel it's so important to support Ukraine that they will allow neo-Nazis to gain ground if it makes it easier to win political support. Because neo-Nazis, of course, want to fight Russia because of racism, because they think that Russians are some kind of inferior race. It's far right, it's fascist lunacy. But so that's part of why Germany used to ban neo-Nazi parties every time they rose up. But with the AfD, they didn't ban. And why? It's because of Ukraine. So I believe the description of pacifism in Stellaris says it well about how war only destroys the things you aim to protect. If you aim to protect democracy, for instance, well, the Ukraine war is actively destroying democracy in Europe because it's allowing the far right to gain ground. It's feeding racist narratives about Russians and calling them, or I'm not even going to repeat some of the horrific terms that you see Ukrainian neo-Nazis online. Yeah, they're a tiny group, but they're very active in certain Reddit communities. Shouldn't be surprising. You see the worst of humanity in Reddit. Where they go around claiming they're descended from Vikings and the Russians are descended from Mongols. I kid you not, that's literally what these fascists go around saying. They just create these false narratives that aren't supported by genetic evidence, just like Nazi race science wasn't. And yeah, the Ukraine war has been a huge boon to the fascist far right in Europe. I'm also not convinced. I mean, Putin is an evil bastard, but so are the rulers of a lot of Europe. We're just used to not thinking as such or thinking they're innately better because of propaganda. But for instance, Germany has long been controlled by billionaires. It's been an oligarchy just like the US. West Germany was, and East Germany, which actually had a powerful communist-run party, but these people weren't billionaires, and they could come from humble roots. They were illegally annexed. The unification agreement between West and East Germany was supposed to spell out certain things, like the Communist Party could not be banned. It was banned, though. Once West Germany basically swallowed up East, it banned the Communist Party immediately, and then there was a court case, and then it was ruled illegal, the banning of the Communist Party, but it took so long for that court case to go through that the party had been banned for like 10 years before it was re-legalized, and the judge said they could ban the specific party because of its connection to the pre-Nazi Germany Communist Party, as if they were somehow responsible for Nazis. Ridiculous, but that they couldn't ban the ideology of communism. So, Die Linke ended up forming some other communist party, but ended up becoming Die Linke, which has more of a democratic socialist bent than the KPD, the Communist Party of Deutschland, which was the Communist Party of 4 that was banned and never re-legalized. But yeah, this happened because West German government was controlled by billionaires. The same statistical methods were used to show the US is not really a democracy, but it's an oligarchy where only billionaire views actually count. There was this team, I think it was based at MIT, did this. They applied the same, they're like, let's see if this holds to other countries, and they plugged in Germany. They got the same data set they needed to apply these algorithms to Germany, and they did, and Germany came up as an oligarchy too. So, not just the US. I bet if they did it to a lot of countries in Europe, France, Italy, I bet more than half of them would be oligarchies. This is what Lenin said about so-called bourgeois democracies and Western democracy being a lie. And it is, but it's not because Western democracy is a bad idea. It's because capitalism destroys. Capitalism plus Western democracy just leads to oligarchy. If you have a system that's structured in this way, with billionaires will end up buying all the politicians and controlling the system, and ordinary people will be ignored. Which is not controversial at all to say that politicians always serve the very rich. That's something pretty much everyone can agree on. People on the left and the right, although you see anti-Semitic conspiracy theories and stuff on the right, even though most of the billionaires are actually Christian. Oh, I had this in buy round instead of buy max. Whoopsie daisy. Oop. There was a... Grab that. Gotta get some prestige currencies here. Okay, 48-minute video. Probably cut this into 3:16-ish minute. Should probably be ending this even soon. 3 videos is... I have a large backlog of video editing because I just sometimes hate sitting down to do it, even though I know I do. Very important that I get the video editing done. It's not enough to record a video if it's not on YouTube. It needs to be edited. Which sometimes, mostly I just cut things into appropriate small sizes that are more watchable, and if the audio is too soft or too loud, I raise or lower it. And I normalize sometimes if sometimes it's too soft, sometimes too loud, and that's about it actually. I really need to learn more advanced techniques, and sometimes I'll cut out little pieces. Rare. But occasionally little segments will get cut out. Yeah. Just want this thing. Oop. And that's the upgrade level. Okay. Grade 1 available, and it said something about... It looked like I was about to get a new research level. There's a level 55 major glitch, which might be worth having. There we go. Yeah, here we go. Grab some upgrades. The finer granularity of upgrades now, there's a lot more of them. They're individually cheaper. Does mean that you get more of a compound interest approach to things, and things probably go faster. Alrighty then. Start the simulation. I have all these research chips. I could probably use them to boost things. Boom. Let's give this a bit of a kickstart, and then I'll go poke over the AI thing again and use that boost. Get this snowballing. So I have all these Darwinium. Let's grab sea pens. Sure. I have to get sponges first. Oh, there it is. They're all ghosty like that. Cool. I thought you were supposed to increase your Darwinium income. Some of this stuff. Okay, I've currently got 15. I don't think I get any from the resets. I thought it was supposed to increase the calendar, and it's still only 25 on day 7. So it doesn't seem like it's increased. Okay, here's amphibians. Amphibian schema discovered. Cool. Stuff of tetrapods. There's still so many things. Manually clicking would take forever. Cool. Not worth sorting through all these upgrades. Just rapid fire, knock out whatever I can. Boom.